There's a moment that comes for everyone, usually late at night, when the noise stops, when you're alone with your thoughts, and a question whispers, what if I had started back then? What if you'd taken that course 5 years ago? What if you'd saved that money? What if you'd had that conversation? What if you'd tried when you first thought about it? And the whisper becomes a wait, because you know the answer. You'd be somewhere else right now. Someone else, living a different life. But here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. The gap between who you are and who you could have been, you built that. One postponed day at a time. Stay with me, because this is the story of a man who spent 15 years building the wrong thing and then rebuilt his entire life in 18 months. His name was Daniel. And if you've ever felt like you're running out of time, this story will change how you see tomorrow. Daniel Curry was 37 years old, and he was invisible. Not literally, but in the way that matters. He moved through life without leaving a mark, without anyone noticing, without mattering. He worked as a delivery driver. Same routes, same packages, same polite nods from strangers who never remembered his face. He'd been doing it for 12 years. 12 years of waking up, driving, delivering, going home, watching television, sleeping, repeat. Daniel wasn't unhappy. He wasn't depressed. He was just flat. Like a song playing at half volume, present but not felt. He lived alone, dated occasionally, but nothing stuck. Had friends but saw them twice a year. Had hobbies but never committed to any. He was the human equivalent of lukewarm water. Not hot, not cold, just there. But Daniel had a secret, a memory he carried like a stone in his pocket. 15 years ago, when he was 22, fresh out of school, he'd had a plan. He was going to be a translator. He spoke Arabic and English fluently. He'd started learning French. He loved languages. Loved how words change shape across cultures. He'd applied to a translation certificate program, got accepted, had the tuition saved. Then life happened. His car broke down. He needed money fast. Took a temp job doing deliveries. Just for a few months, he told himself. The months became years. And the certificate program, the French classes, the dream of being a translator. He told himself, I'll do it next year. When I have more time, when I'm more ready. Next year never came. Now at 37, Daniel had a routine that worked, a paycheck that covered bills, a life that required nothing from him. And every night, before sleep, that same question, what if I had started back then? One Thursday afternoon, Daniel was delivering a package to an office building downtown, a language services company. He walked into the lobby, saw translators moving between meetings, heard snippets of conversation in Spanish, Mandarin, Arabic, French, his Arabic, his English, languages he spoke but never used for anything meaningful. And something broke inside him, not dramatically, quietly, like a crack in glass you don't notice until light hits it. He delivered the package, walked back to his truck, sat in the driver's seat, and whispered, I could have been one of them. That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. He pulled out his laptop, searched for translation programs, found one, read the requirements. Then he saw the timeline. 18 months. Part-time. Evenings and weekends. 18 months. His brain immediately started calculating. I'll be 39 by the time I finish. Almost 40. That's too old to start a new career. He closed the laptop, but the thought wouldn't leave. It sat in his chest like a weight. The next day at work, Daniel's route took him past a construction site, a building being demolished. He stopped at a red light, watched the wrecking ball swing, watched walls crumble, and he saw something that made him pull over. A sign on the fence. Old structure demolished. New foundation begins Monday. Daniel stared at it. Old structure demolished. New foundation begins. He took a photo of the sign. Didn't know why. Just did. That weekend, Daniel did something impulsive. He drove 2 hours to visit his older brother, Farid. Farid was 44, a civil engineer, successful, respected, everything Daniel wasn't. They hadn't talked in months. "Why are you here?" Farid asked, surprised but not unwelcoming. "I need to ask you something," Daniel said. "Do you remember when I wanted to be a translator?" Farid nodded. "Of course, you were good at languages. What happened to that?" "I postponed it for 15 years, and now I'm thinking about starting, but I'll be 39 when I finish. Almost 40. Is that insane?" Farid was quiet for a moment. Then he walked to his garage, came back with a photo. It showed a half-built bridge, concrete pillars rising from water, cables hanging loose, unfinished. "You know what this is?" Farid asked. Daniel shook his head. "This is the Riyadh Metro project. Started in 2013. People said it was too late. The city was already built. Traffic was already terrible. Why start now?" He pulled out another photo. The completed metro. Sleek trains. Modern stations. They finished it in 2021. 8 years later. And you know what people said then? "What?" They said, "Imagine if we'd started this 20 years ago." But here's the thing, Daniel. If they'd said that in 2013 and done nothing, in 2021, they'd still be saying, "Imagine if we'd started this 8 years ago." Farid looked at his brother directly. "Right now, you're thinking I'll be 39 in 18 months. But let me ask you something. In 18 months, you'll be 39 anyway. The only question is, will you be 39 with a translation certificate, or 39 still wishing you'd started?" Daniel felt something shift, like tectonic plates moving under his feet. "But I wasted 15 years, Daniel said quietly. "No," Farid said. "You postponed 15 years, and you can't get those back, but you can stop postponing today. Right now. This moment. That's the only moment that actually matters." He handed Daniel a notebook. "I want you to do something. Go home, open this, and write 2 lists. 2 lists. List 1. Everything you'll have if you start today and finish in 18 months. List 2. Everything you'll have if you don't start. If you keep postponing. Where you'll be in 18 months if nothing changes." Daniel drove home with the notebook on the passenger seat. That night he opened it, stared at the blank pages. Then he started writing. List 1. If I start today. In 18 months. Translation certificate. New career possibility. Use my Arabic, my English, my brain. Meet people in the field. Feel like I'm moving forward. Prove to myself I can finish something. Stop asking what if. List 2. If I don't start. In 18 months, still a delivery driver. Same routes, same boxes, same invisibility. Still wondering what if. Still 39, but with nothing new. The question gets louder. Why didn't you start when you were 37? Daniel stared at the 2 lists. The second list felt like staring into a mirror 15 years from now. Still asking the same question. Still carrying the same weight. He picked up his phone, found the translation program website, clicked apply now, filled out the form, submitted it, then sat back, heart pounding. He'd done it. After 15 years, he'd started. The program accepted him 2 weeks later. Classes started the following month. Tuesday and Thursday evenings, Saturday mornings. The first class, Daniel walked in and immediately felt out of place. Most students were in their 20s, fresh, energetic, no visible regret weighing them down. One student, Maya, 24, sat next to him. "First time back in school?" she asked. "Yeah, it's been a while. Me too. I worked in retail for 3 years before this. Kept saying I'd go back. Finally did." Daniel smiled. "I waited 15 years. Maya looked at him, not with pity, with respect. "But you're here now," she said. "That's what matters." The first 3 months were hard, not because of the material, but because Daniel's brain kept whispering doubts. "You're too old. You're behind everyone else. You should have done this 15 years ago." But every time that voice came, Daniel remembered the 2 lists, and he chose list 1. Month 6, Daniel completed his first real translation project, a technical manual from English to Arabic. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. Month 9, he started freelancing on weekends, small jobs, business emails, simple documents, $50 here, $100 there. Month 12, he'd earned enough from freelance work to cover the program tuition. Month 15, a language services company offered him a part-time contract, translating legal documents. Month 18, Daniel completed the certificate program, graduated, at 39 years old. The day after graduation, he quit his delivery job. 2 weeks later,
He started full-time as a translator at the same company he'd delivered a package to 2 years earlier. Same building, different floor, different life. On his first day, Daniel stood in the lobby, the same lobby he'd walked through as a delivery driver. But this time, people knew his name. This time, he had a desk, a title, a purpose. That night he called Fareed. "I did it," Daniel said. 18 months. I'm a translator. Fareed laughed. "How does it feel? Like I'm not invisible anymore." "You were never invisible, brother. You were just postponed. But you're live now." Here's what Daniel learned, and what you need to hear. Lesson 1. Time passes whether you act or not. In 18 months, you'll be 18 months older. The question isn't whether time will pass, it's what you'll have built while it did. Lesson 2. The regret of postponing is heavier than the effort of starting. 15 years of "I should have" weighs more than 18 months of "I'm doing it." Choose your weight carefully. Lesson 3. You can't undo the past, but you can stop repeating it. Daniel couldn't get back 15 years, but he could stop adding year 16, 17, 18. The moment you start is the moment the pattern breaks. So here's my challenge to you. Think about the thing you keep postponing. The course, the skill, the conversation, the change. Now do the to-list exercise. List 1. Where will you be in 12 months if you start today? List 2. Where will you be in 12 months if you keep postponing? Write them down. Actually write them. Don't just think about it. Then choose which list you want to live. Because here's the truth. 12 months from now you'll arrive. The only question is whether you'll arrive with progress or with more regret. The version of you that stops postponing and starts building. That person isn't hiding in the future. They're not waiting for the perfect moment. They're waiting for you to decide today, right now. So stop postponing. Start building. Your future self is watching. Make them proud.